this thing on? I think this thing is on. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Today is Friday. And so today we have another video, as we typically do on most days. I'm putting it out a little bit later today because I went down a rabbit hole last night in the crypto space. I'm into crypto. I've been into crypto for a while now, like four-ish years. And there's lots of crazy stuff going down there. So I got a little sidetracked last night. So started my day a little bit later. But nonetheless, I want to get into the actual topic of today's video instead of myself rambling about what else I was doing earlier today. But now, this week, we have the Seattle Seahawks facing off against the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay at home. Russell Wilson will be back. Aaron Rodgers should be back. We'll find out tomorrow for sure. I'm pretty sure if he will be playing. It seems as if he should be good to go, but they have to make sure he's like physically ready to go in this game after being away for like 10 days with COVID. So we will see what happens. If not, Jordan Love will play, which a part of me would be interested to see him once again because clearly in that game versus the Chiefs, he didn't look amazing. I think partly, we already talked about this a lot this week, but his struggles, I think, lots had to do with the, offensive line. They're bringing so much blitz, and Matt LaFleur was saying we should have come up with some better plans to go up against that blitz. So I would be curious to see how Jordan Love looks once again, so we just sort of can see some more of him in action there. But clearly, I hope Aaron Rodgers comes in and plays in this game. So it's going to be a good matchup. Russell Wilson versus Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson coming back from that injury, that finger injury that has held him out for the past, month or so now. So the Seahawks, I think, are in a pretty desperate situation, currently sitting at 3-5 after having to, have Geno Smith starting there for the last, month or so. So Russell Wilson, I feel like, is coming in here hoping he can get this team on track. Right now, according to some whatever mathematicians make up the playoff percent chance, I think the Seahawks have like a less than 20% chance of making the playoffs. So I feel like it still could happen. I think Russell Wilson has that in him, but we will see. We will see what happens with this. So coming to this game, I think the biggest thing for this Packers defense is, can we shut down Tyler Lockett as well as DK Metcalf? Because that, the Seahawks offense with Russell Wilson back there and with those two receivers can definitely be very dangerous. So I think the Packers definitely need to be able to stop those explosive plays, which I think the Packers defense for a majority of the year has done a really good job of, especially last week versus the Kansas City Chiefs with two very talented guys in Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. The Packers did a great job of holding those guys in check and really holding Patrick Mahomes in check as well. So I see no reason why if the Packers defense was able to do that to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't see why the Packers couldn't, shut down this Seahawks offense. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think Russell Wilson is a very, very talented quarterback, and you never know when he can light up a defense. So it'll definitely be something to keep an eye out on, especially, too, if Eric Stokes isn't able to go in this one. I believe he is questionable. I'll probably put out an injury video a little bit later. And also, if you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, Luke_Beller, for up-to-date Packers news. I'm going to be, driving with my friend to move some furniture tomorrow. So depending on whether Aaron Rodgers plays or not, the news will probably come out tomorrow, but I'll put it on my Twitter because I probably won't be at my desk here in my room to make a video. So make sure you follow me on Twitter, Luke_Beller, to, stay up to date with all the Packers news, especially tomorrow as well with the Aaron Rodgers news coming out. So if we take a look at the Seahawks offense, I'd say one of the weaknesses right now, they are 15th in pass block win rate for their offensive line, which, middle of the pack. And then they are 22nd in run block win rate. So I think that, Rashawn Gary could potentially come in here and have a big day. He's been playing so good this season, with Zadarius Smith being out. He's really come in and taken another step forward this season for the Packers. And right now, I'd say he's performing as, the Packers' best pass rusher. So I see no reason why he can't come in here, cause some havoc, maybe get to Russell Wilson a few times, knock him down, sack him a few times. I think that could happen in this game versus a Seahawks line that isn't, top of the line. I think they're average at best. Then if we move on to the Seahawks defense, they got some interesting things going on here looking at their stats. I was going through all their stats and trying to figure out exactly what's going on with this defense. So right now they're 31st when it comes to total defense, so yards allowed. So one of the worst when it comes to yards allowed, allowing 401.5 yards per game. But when you take a look at their scoring defense, they're actually the 8th best scoring defense in the NFL, averaging about 21.1 points allowed per game. So even though they're giving up tons of yards, they're still in the top 10 when it comes to scoring. And I think this partly has to do, first off, their ability, just how good they have been when it comes to red zone defense. Right now, they have the 5th best red zone defense in the NFL, allowing teams to only score touchdowns on 48.39% of red zone drives. And they're one of the best teams in the NFL when it comes to stopping teams on third down. Since week 4, they have the lowest third down conversion rate against their defense. So they've done really good in, certain situations when it comes to third down and when it comes to the red zone, which makes sense, why even though they're giving up lots of yards, they still have a pretty solid when it comes to, scoring defense overall. So they're able to stop teams where it matters most in the red zone, force teams to kick a field goal instead of, going for 7 points. So I think this is a Seahawks defense that can be good, but they also, I think, definitely have some weaknesses. From week 2 to week 5, they actually allowed more than 400 yards in all 4 games to the Titans, Vikings, 49ers, and Rams. They have been a little bit better, I'd say, the past few weeks, facing off against the Steelers, Jaguars last week. I think they only allowed 7 points to the Jaguars, but it's the Jaguars, so I don't know how much you can take that as, the Seahawks defense. Clearly they played well if the team only scores 7 points, but it is the Jaguars, and then also against the Saints defense. So I think the Seahawks defense, can be good, does have the potential to cause some issues. But if we take a look at their pressure rate, they're 23rd in pressure rate. So I think that with Aaron Rodgers hopefully coming back in this offensive line, majority of the year has been pretty solid. Last week, I think they struggled a little bit, especially Royce Newman on the inside. I think 8 of the 14 pressures came from the inside. So I think, the fact that the Seahawks defense, 23rd in pressure rate, Aaron Rodgers can get the ball out very quickly. He's definitely much better when it comes to, when teams are blitzing him, getting pressure, as opposed to Jordan Love, because, Aaron Rodgers clearly has all that experience back there. So I think that Aaron Rodgers in this offense is going to be able to move the ball on this team that does allow teams to, put up yards on them. Hopefully the Packers can convert in the red zone when it comes to offense, which I feel like they'll be able to do. So it's going to be a fun one to see Russell Wilson facing off against Aaron Rodgers, hopefully being back. And if not, I'm honestly excited to see Jordan Love if for some reason he was going to start. I feel like he would be better coming into this next game just because clearly in his first start in the NFL, he's going to struggle a little bit. He definitely didn't look great and struggling with accuracy, struggling with a few other things as well. But I still think he has more potential than a lot of people think at this moment, just because the team was bringing so much pressure. Our offensive line wasn't helping too much. He does have that scrambling ability. He does have that ability to get out of the pocket and move around. So I think we got to give Jordan Love some time. So if we saw him this week, it would be sort of exciting to see him once again, but we will see what happens. But for my score prediction will be Packers 31, Seahawks 21. I think the Packers win this game by 10 points with Aaron Rodgers there at home at Lambeau Field. If it's not Aaron Rodgers, I'm just going to go with it's Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers. 31-21, Packers beat the Seahawks. And if you haven't followed me on Twitter, Luke_Beller, so you can stay up to date with all the Packers news over there on Twitter when the news comes out. But thank you guys so much for watching as always. See you